Just this look. That door. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome. I'm Ellen.
I'm Richard.
And we are
Venerable Voyagers.
Travel. Welcome, everybody. Happy Saturday. Hope everybody's fine, doing well. We are fresh off of our voyage with Virgin Voyages on the Valiant Lady. It was a 5-night, 6-day tour. And we were impacted just a little bit by the Hurricane Rafael, right?
Yes.
So we were supposed to go to Costa Maya, then to Bimini, and then back to Miami. Unfortunately, Bimini became out of the question, right?
Yeah, we had to wait down there south of Cuba for the storm to pass, and by the time it cleared out, there was no time to get over to Bimini.
So we're going to talk a lot about the cruise itself, things that we really liked. We did drop last night, if you haven't seen it, our room tour, and we had a real special thing happen. Some table mates of ours at the Korean barbecue were staying in the Rockstar suite, so they invited us up to film their suite. So we got more than just a sea terrace is what we were in. We also got the Rockstar suite. So that video is up. If you haven't seen it, it should be in the description. So right now we want to just really talk about the voyage. So you start off. What did you enjoy?
Well, we'll just go right from the beginning. Embarkation was smooth and easy. They do a nice job of it. Very little waiting. Very orderly and on board quickly.
Yeah, it was really, really easy. And the thing that I liked about it was we got a little bracelet.
Mm-hmm.
So very similar to Princess. You get a bracelet that opens your door to your cabins, and it allows you to charge to your room.
Yep.
And you use it because there isn't really a drinks package. You just, every time you have a drink, you scan your band, and then it goes off of your bar tab. It was really nice. They were pretty comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
You can get them wet. You can go and swim with them. Take showers,
They pretty much told us it was waterproof, sweat-proof, pretty much anything proof.
Yeah, and I used it in the shower, and it opened up the doors completely. So it was really nice to use, and you never had to worry about where my card was. That was great, because I'm notorious for losing the card or trying to forget where I left it last. But we got on board. Now, the thing about Virgin, it departs later, and your disembarkation is not until later. So unlike traditional cruises where you get there at 10:30 in the morning, so you can potentially get on board by 11, they don't even open up boarding until 1:30 in the afternoon. So if you get a 4 o'clock time to be there, they put you in a little pen until that time. So for instance, if we would have gotten there like at 12, we would have been in this pen until about, I think we boarded at 3.
Yeah.
So they do it a little bit earlier, but you don't really get to go into the building.
Each one of the queues are identified by time too.
Yep. So when we got there after taking the train ride, a whole other story, we went straight into the pen because it wasn't quite 4:15 yet. We literally were getting into the line, and our line was being sent to go up to embarkation. So that was really nice.
Just walked right through.
Yeah. The terminal people were not as nice and kind as the real Virgin people on board, right? Is that safe to say?
Yeah, it was not saying anything like super bad, but they were not as personable and nice and accommodating and helpful as most of the port staff that I've encountered during embarkation.
And there's no luggage tags. That's the other thing. No luggage tags. You just go up to the baggage people, and they say what room, and they complete a baggage tag with your room number, and off you go. So you don't have to print off baggage tags or anything like that either. And no paper. Don't bring paper. They want you to use the app. Wasn't the app our favorite thing on this cruise?
App was not my favorite thing.
I personally found it to have issues. So did Richard. It would knock us off the internet quite often. And everything you do is on the app. You book your reservations on it. You can order room service with it. You can even order drinks to it. You can shake it, and a bottle of champagne will be delivered to you. That's a whole big gimmick they have. But if you wanted to see showtimes, you wanted to see what was going on, everything was on the app. So being kicked off, it meant we had to constantly had to get logged back in to get in. And then you had the basic internet, and I ended up paying for the premium because of our business and needed to be in contact. I was able to stream, as some of you saw. I was able to upload the video with the premium. It was great, but again, it was so frustrating, and everybody was frustrated by it. Right?
Yes.
Okay. Man, a few words.
Well, I even really didn't use it hardly at all. I just defer to the one that had the good internet.
Yeah. Personally, if you want to keep in touch with people at home, if you don't have an international plan on your phone, you want to, use the internet to connect with home, it's worth, in my opinion, but it's only for one device. So if I didn't want to use my computer to work, I had to turn it off on my phone. It really demanded that you disconnect. So keep that in mind. And I think the premium internet was really good. I uploaded videos and everything without much problem. So, and then we were sent to our cabin right away. Again, another different thing. Straight to your cabin to go do your safety
drill or safety video.
You want to talk about your safety video? Go ahead.
Now, the safety video was kind of fun. It wasn't your, excuse me, it wasn't your typical boring, droning on safety video. It was kind of done in a sort of a music video style. They sang a lot of the stuff, and it was quite unique, and it was much less boring than the typical one that we've seen a dozen times.
If you go to our embarkation video, we tried to show you a little clip, but we're afraid of copyright, so you couldn't hear the songs, and it was like 5-10 minutes, was it? 10-minute video?
It was a decent length, but they sang the information to you.
And then they had the preset time of when you could start going down to check in, and I believe that was at 4. Trying to remember the timing, because we had some time that we could have gotten something to eat, but we were worried.
It was like 4:30.
Yeah.
Like that.
So then the other thing that really, to me, the thing that separated Virgin from other cruise lines was the food experience. And I mean experience, because every restaurant we went into, including what they call the galley, which is basically, if you think about food trucks in various areas, like in this it's not a buffet. It was more like they call it the food trucks, but
this would be what would typically be the buffet on most cruise ships, but instead it had this food trucky element where each was a different type of food and different people worked at each one of them, and it was all pretty much either made or delivered right then.
Yeah, it was made fresh to order, or for the case of the bento box, which is the sushi, they were making that back in the kitchen, but they were bringing it to the truck, and then the display was refrigerated, which was very interesting. Mm-hmm. It was refrigerated, and they would slide the bento box onto the refrigerated thing, and you can pick, and somebody was constantly monitoring. In fact, I watched, he was going up to get some food one afternoon, and I watched a supervisor come around, and they were turning the boxes, and they were looking at the date and the time that they were put out. So they were really being very conscientious about what they were putting out.
You could just go up there and grab and go. Each one was identified, and as they emptied out, they brought more of them out. They slid them down. So it was really like a first in, first out type of system as well. Very nice.
Yeah, the galley consisted of the first one was a panini station.
Yeah.
The second one that we came to was the noodle.
The noodle. Yep.
The noodle station. The third one was this one's favorite morning stop.
Let's taco about it. Breakfast was great. Ade, the young lady there, was very nice and knew me after day one.
Oh, and I'm saying they knew her. And why did they know you? What was the reason why she just kept you in her brain? Remember?
I think it was because I got the same thing every time.
No, because he asked her, how are you today?
Oh, that's
And she's like, no one's asked me that all day. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
that is correct.
And then after the burrito place was going fuzzy now. I can't remember. Did it go around the corner?
Kind of wrapped around to the
24-hour diner. This was a diner that was open. This was a food stall that was open 24 hours a day. It served everything from breakfast to dinner and snacks.
You get breakfast all day.
This is where, if you've were following us on Instagram, this is where he got the French toast burger for the morning.
This was an entire breakfast on French toast.
And the people there were lovely, and they would make fresh omelets in the morning, eggs, as many eggs as you wanted. They had bacon, sausage, hash browns, and then they would even do some toast if you wanted the toast. Next to that was the bread stall. And the bread was anything you could think of was available for you to take. Next to that was a yogurt and fruit area. And then across the aisle was the...
they also had that was like the sweets area. They had sweet things in the morning.
Right, but that other area was the oatmeal and bagels and lox if you wanted. And then further down was a coffee with the coffee grounds place. They gave you coffee. And then if you came looping back around, they had a big counter of waters with fruit in them, was juices, cold water. I mean, just amazing big station. And then came your favorite place. It was the Sip popsicle.
Oh yeah.
It was champagne and popsicle stand.
Yeah, really kind of a unique thing where you get wine or sparkling wine or champagne, and they put a fresh fruit popsicle in it.
Freshly made.
Very, very unique.
And next to that was the bento box place. So as you can see, there's a big variety, and always at all meals was a big variety, plenty of places to sit. We ended up sharing our table several times because it was such a big table for four.
Yeah, they set them up open where you could sit 4 people there, or you could sit 2 on one side and other people would sit on the other side.
And everything was always fresh. That was the big thing. It was fresh. It was good too.
Now, if you think about your typical buffet, not always my favorite thing. Stuff is picked over. A lot of times it's very standard and not always the best thing. Hot and edible, I guess, but this here was definitely elevated as far as the quality and the care that the staff took, and they took pride in it, obviously.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up because the staff is amazing. They were always checking in on you, always making sure that they're cleaning up from, the table if you're ended with your dishes. They're always asking, did you find everything you need? Is there anything that we can get you? Getting your mimosas if you needed. They came and they took those orders from you.
Yeah, they had a nifty little thing on the table that I took advantage of a little bit. Usually I didn't have to because they were usually right there. But if you wanted to drink and someone wasn't around, on the little menu card that's sitting there, you could flip a little flag up, and that signified that you wanted a drink, and they'd come over and take your order.
And clean from the floors to the each station to the tables. You never saw, you always saw someone cleaning up. And it was really, I loved it because there wasn't a station that we didn't enjoy. We really did enjoy the food there. And that's the thing to take away with Virgin in my book, was the food was elevated. And every one of the locations we went to, all right, I made some bad choices in one restaurant, but in all the others, it was an experience. And that's what thing that I took away is that It wasn't just going to a restaurant to have a dinner. It was really going to a restaurant and having an experience. We every restaurant we went to, we started our whole voyage off at Pink Agave. Yep. Mexican is one of Richard's favorite foods. Mm-hmm. So we went to Pink Agave, which mm-hmm. is their Mexican restaurant. We got a good time to get in, mm-hmm. And had an amazing dinner, I thought.
Yeah.
It was such a relaxing.
Some of us had a little bit more dinner than others, but
selection. Look, I made up for it. You made up for it on the last night because I got nothing. I didn't choose well at all.
So something else you talk about value here. Something that you get here. We're going to go back up to the galley. There also is included your basic drinks, not just like some have water, tea, and lemonade. This you could get sodas. There was like freestyle soda machines. You could get your Coca-Cola products, your ice water. They also had your hot coffee and decaf. Also a nice selection of teas if you prefer teas. So they had your what do they call it? Something. I love the cheeky names they had for all these things. This here was
yeah, you'll see it on our tour. But that was the other thing with the galley. The stations for the coffee and for the soda, the Coke freestyle stations, they were in places where you could get to. It wasn't like just one serving 600 people. There was like 3, wasn't there?
There's either 2 or 4. There's 2 on one side. Yeah. There might have been 1 on the other.
And you could always get there, and somebody was always putting in new coffee. Someone was always cleaning up around there. They were adding ice to the ice makers, and the staff to guest ratio up there was the best. It was really good.
This is about like your standard premium line, about roughly 2.5 to 1 ratio, which is very good. I've had a lot of the ones that we like is right around there. It's not the ultra premium ones or the ultra luxury ones where you get closer to 1 or 1.5 to 1, but it's definitely not like one in particular where it's like more than 4 to 1, which turned out to be really a nightmare.
And if you didn't want to go to a sit-down restaurant, there were other places to go grab some food. So there was
where?
Yeah, the ones that went to the pizza parlor.
Oh, that's right. They had a pizza place
where they're made to order pizza, and you had to wait a little bit, but they actually made it fresh for you. I enjoyed it.
It was good.
We shared one because we were going to have dinner that night, and I had a chicken pesto something or other, and it was delicious, and it was made to order. It was fresh, all the ingredients, and they were pumping out pizza.
They were.
Golly.
They were working hard there from the minute they opened till the minute they closed.
Now there were 2 places that we didn't get to eat. We didn't get to eat at the Dock House, which was an appetizer, drinks.
That's a few things a little more substantial, but I looked at it more as bar food and finger food type of stuff.
We didn't eat there, and we didn't eat at the Social Club. Now the Social Club is another one of these fast food. They had hot dogs.
Nathan's
Philly
hot
cheese,
dogs, Philly cheesesteaks, and one other.
I can't remember. There was something else. And they had a whole case full of sweets, brownies, anything you can think of. And then the final place that we did go a couple of times was the ice cream stand.
Now this one I remember because they're very. You have to laugh when you hear the name. It's called Lick Me Till Ice Cream.
Ice cream was made fresh. It was delicious. The lovely, lovely ladies that manned that booth, and people would come. It was just really refreshing in a hot day to grab some ice cream, and even.
Now you have an option there. You can get it in a little cup with a little spoony thing, or you can get it on a cone. Cones are like sugar cones, your standard sugar cone, your dark sugar cone, what looks like it might be chocolate, and another one.
Mine was chocolate on the inside too.
Chocolate sugar cone, then, and you also had your red velvet sugar cone.
So as you can see, there's plenty of places that you could have eaten and gotten snacks. If you're nosh, you can go and nosh. I know. Oh, also at the social club was popcorn. They were giving out popcorn there too.
Yeah, there's two different places. One is I think it's called something different. As you walk into it, it's where you get your coffees, specialty coffees and teas and things like that.
That's the ground round, the coffee grounds place. That's where the specialty coffee
and
was.
that's where the sweets and stuff like that are, your pastries.
No, actually, there was another sweet counter that you missed. It was on as you were walking into the dock house. There was as you're walking into the dock house or to the wake. Sorry, you were walking into the wake. There's a counter on the side. I have a picture of it that has brownies and everything, and it's a part of the social club right there at the counter.
No, I'm turned around. I don't remember this.
Okay,
I remember walking in there.
It's there, so if you can look, you can see it.
It's on our video though.
But as far as the sit-down restaurants, what we're going to do is we're going to put a video together, probably a couple of videos, because the restaurants deserve that much attention to them. The second day we spent at the wake. He wanted brunch after we had eaten breakfast. We had brunch, and then we had dinner there too.
Yeah, to me, brunch was better than dinner.
I enjoyed both. But we'll take you there and tell you about that. We're also going to tell you about the Korean barbecue place called Gun Bay, which was a 10 out of 10. I don't care what anybody says. That was an amazing night, and it was an experience and one that we really, really enjoyed.
I would recommend all of them, but there are two that are, if you go on a Virgin Voyages, you must go to these two.
And because of Gun Bay, we actually ended up changing our third night reservation from Razzle Dazzle, which is the vegan, vegetarian, and they also have what they call naughty food there too. We changed our reservation from that to Test Kitchen. And boy, were we glad we did that one.
Test Kitchen was fantastic.
That will blow your mind. And again, it's a video unto itself. And stay tuned because we're going to showcase that really well. That was an amazing experience. I do have one regret. Richard had the cocktail pairing.
Yes.
They had another pairing that I didn't do, and I should have. It was the non-alcoholic one.
They had wine or cocktail.
And a wine one too. So what a fun night that was. That turned into an amazing fun night too.
I had never had a cocktail pairing with courses, and I was amazed at how well that almost all of them worked really well.
Yeah, he enjoyed it, and we're going to show you that experience so you guys can see that.
And there's value. I sat there and I figured I go, that's kind of expensive, ain't it? And I go, well, when you break it down, that's actually a pretty good deal.
Test Kitchen is 3 appetizers, an entree, and a dessert. And you don't know what they are. You do know the main ingredient in each, which is really interesting. Very interesting concept. Really thumbs up on that one. And then we finished our cruise with Extra Virgin, which is the Italian restaurant. He had a marvelous evening. Yeah. I had an evening of bad choices.
Everything I had was pretty good. There was a couple of little snafus there, which I didn't.
Yeah.
Which kind of bugged me just a little bit, but you can't.
And we could talk about that right here because I'm not sure how we'd be able to show that too much on the video. It was a timing situation that I felt really bad for Richard.
Nothing to feel bad about. It was just.
Well, he never was finished with his, if he was an appetizer, he didn't finish it when the main came, and he wasn't finished with the main. I'm sorry, there was.
Well, each course they brought before I was done, and they just kind of stuck the stuff on the table. Literally 2 or 3 more minutes that have been done if they just hold up. But I don't know if they just they have to bring it out at a certain time. But it was really, to me, it was borderline rude. But
it was an off experience.
You can't knock the food as far as I'm concerned.
Well, he had really good choices. He made exceptions. I'm going to tell you what not to have. And I feel bad. I really do feel bad because what I did, one or two of the things I had were really good tasting.
You're going to highlight them on your video, correct?
I am.
All right.
I am. Sorry, but I will. And I apologize because they do care so much about the presentation. They care about the food quality. And this was just, maybe it was an off night, or it just was, like I said, I'm going to put it down to my bad choices. So I'm going to put this one on me. But there was problems with the serving, and that was weird because everywhere else we went, the timing was perfect. Absolutely perfect. I like the wake for dinner. We had so much time in between each course. It was lovely because we needed the extra time. I did. So anyway, the restaurants are an experience. Food on Virgin Voyages is an experience, and it really, I say, is a cost. Like it's a thumbs up for value, right?
If you are a foodie, then the food selection alone is where the value is at on Virgin Voyages.
Now let's just talk about the whole experience of let's talk about our room. I had the room video up.
Mm-hmm.
We did identify what we considered a major thing, and that was the condition of the linens. That was disappointing. But the other thing was how tight the room was, like the bed to the wall.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big gal, and I barely made it through sideways.
This is a sea terrace. This is not like your inside cabin or anything like that. And it was a little on the smallish side overall. The bathroom was quite small, and the way the furniture choices and or the way it was arranged was problematic to getting around comfortably in the room.
Had we known that we could have changed the bedding, the mattress, gotten a mattress topper, we would have done that.
Yeah,
because it was awfully thin.
Yeah, somebody, it was another guest, not crew, that tipped us off to that. But the cruise was pretty much over by the time we found
it was
out,
the last night, so there's no reason to do that. But as far as onboard experiences,
another thing about the room, I will just have you also included. Not only are all the restaurants included in your fare, there's no extra charge for specialty restaurants on Virgin, which is very nice. Again, I say that's where your value is. But you can also get, excuse me, you can also get room service. However, if you're in a room like ours, I don't know where you would actually be able to have it, because there's really no place in there to actually have your meal unless you're sitting on the bed.
Yeah, unless we didn't have it, we should have, so we could have answered that question. It was a little tight to be able to do that, but
balcony was nice though.
Balcony was wonderful.
Nice size. She really enjoyed it out there, and it has the signature hammock swing. It's not a real full hammock; it's a swing.
Well, some people are able to use this as a hammock.
No, it's
yeah, they are. We're just not big, too small. We're a little big.
Wait a minute. They don't allow kids on. That's another selling point. They don't allow kids on, and then kid is the only one that I can think of using this as a hammock. No possible chance.
Anyway, I did enjoy the balcony. We were where our cabin was positioned was at the aft. We literally were the last cabin before the suite. And it hang off to where we looked down to the dock house, was it not? Correct?
You could look out to the dock.
Well,
there's the dock house and the dock. The inside is the dock house. On the back.
Oh, okay. It's
the dock. Same food, same bar menu. But
it was loud during the day if there was a band playing outside. Just keep that in mind. Didn't bother me too much. I was able to still work out there. It was nice. I love working outside with the wind and the air. It was just really nice. But I enjoyed the balcony a lot. So our room was, it was okay. I'm not going to say that it was exceptional. It was okay. We've had exceptional.
No, it wasn't.
Regent's rooms were exceptional.
Well, we'll put it this way. I'll take that as a balcony over any inside cabin. Even though it was small, I'll still take that.
It was bigger than the last one we had on Holland. So.
Well, the balcony was.
Yeah, the balcony was.
The room, not so much.
No.
But I would still take that over and something that doesn't have a way to look outside, get outside,
right,
get some fresh air.
Talking about other than what goes on at the in our Virgin cruise, you can get as active as you want. You can, if you're a party animal, you can party away. If you like to meet people, there's plenty of places to meet people. There's plenty of things to do between the diva bingos, between the puzzle that was going the speed puzzling, the trivia games happening in the social club on a daily hourly basis. Plenty of things there to do. They had theaters you can go to. They had places to listen to music were everywhere downstairs in the on the rocks. That was lovely down by that staircase. There was a fun bar. Casino, very nice casino. And on our ship tour, we're going to show you through that casino. Very nice casino. Lots of good things to see there. And we did do a lot of research, talking to people about the casino. They are looking for people to come on board and try their casino. They have a matching program for loyalty from just a general loyalty program for Virgin. If you are loyal to another line, we just have to, I will work with you to get you recognized on Virgin, and they will match it. The casino is another thing that I'm going to be working with our people there to, because I do know there's a lot of you out there that like to play, and you are loyal to a different line because you get better offers, and Virgin wants you.
They'd like to convert you.
They'd like to convert you. But we did do before hours, right? You went through that casino to really show.
We went through a couple of times. Sometimes there was commotion or noise, or one time was during the all crew safety drill where I had to stop because it's like a steady stream of crew that was going through and stuff like that. But it was bottom line is it's a excuse me, it's a nice little casino. There's a lot of video poker, video slots, that type of thing, and then there's, I believe I counted 10 gaming tables of various games. Your roulettes, your Texas Hold'ems, your blackjack. They even had a 3-card poker table, which is something unusual. And of course, my favorite is the craps table.
Craps table, yep. And then up on top, every evening, there was a planetary event. You can go up there very quiet, and there'd be somebody up there, and we'd be looking at the stars. And it was really an interesting concept to do. I always meant to do it. We never quite made it each time. But on the other side, if you have saying, well, I'm not going on Virgin because it's too much of a party ship. It's like, look, you can be as quiet as you want. You can go have your dinner. There's several places on board that's quiet. Just listen to music very, calmly. You can go back to your room. But there was so many places, like in Costa Maya, we did a lot of ship tour at that point, and we didn't get off the ship like we should have, but
it was beautiful.
Yeah, it was a gorgeous day, but there were so many places on the ship that we could sit and relax and look out and just I saw many people in some of the lounges doing work, many people reading books. This is, basically cruising your way. They're not dictating to you that you got to be, it's 7:30, you got to be at this theater. It's 8:30, you got to be at this theater. It's really come and do as you like. And this was probably one of the most diverse cruises that we've had.
Yep.
There were people from 30 to 90 on this cruise.
You had pretty much all walks of life from any demographic you want to carve up, and it probably was overall the youngest one that I recall.
Yeah, it was a young one, and
we were.
Let's face it, we were on the cruise at a very difficult time of year. We were during election night. You wouldn't have known it. The next day, you wouldn't have known it. It was just everybody was out cruising and having a great time, and nothing was announced over the PA. Everything was just, you're here to have a good time, relax, enjoy yourself. And the gym, you went through the gym. You said it was pretty good, wasn't it?
Yeah, the gym looks rather nice. There's a couple of different things there, which is kind of nice. And I thought this concept was really interesting to me. You could walk into the gym, and I've seen them where a lot of times they're in the front of the ship and the windows facing forward. You can get on your treadmills or your bikes or your spinners or whatever and be looking out, but it was only forward facing. Here, it's sort of on the side, and it had the windows facing out to the out to the one side. And if you face the other direction, there's windows facing inward to the pool area.
Which brings us up to the biggest complaint we heard on board, the size of the pools. They were small. And I have to agree with them. They were tiny. They were not big pools.
Pool accommodations, the pools, the area surrounding
the pool was small. We were in the Caribbean, so it was warm. People wanted to be outside. Now, they could have gone upstairs to 15. It's a beautiful place where they could have sat out.
Mm-hmm.
But was there a pool up there? I'm not sure.
There's no
Forgive me. I don't remember.
No pool up there.
Yeah, but there's a place you could lounge and relax up there and, get some rays. But the biggest complaint, and we did hear it from passengers, was how small the pools were.
I've heard it from people even before I went on, and I've seen other things that showed it, and I could see that it could be a problem for some people that really like that area.
Which then we're now in disembarkation again. You don't have to disembark at 7 a.m. They started disembarkation at 9:30.
You can schedule your disembarkation.
You can schedule your disembarkation. And again, it was a very easy process to get off. Facial recognition, we're out the door. We just flew.
What is the final? You got about 10:30?
10:30 was the latest that you had. You could be off the ship. Then they throw you off, but they wanted you off by 10:30 so they can get it ready so that at 1:30 they can welcome new passengers.
So they turn the ship pretty quick.
Yeah, and we were outrunning a hurricane many times, and the ship's captain was amazing and kept us out of harm's way and kept us informed.
We got a little windy sometimes. We got a little bit of rougher seas, but nothing that was ever all that bad. And I've had.
Oh, we had worse in Alaska.
Had some really rough seas before. This was something the captain did warn that the area of the Caribbean we're going is suspect normally to higher winds anyways, where you could get a little bit of that, but it was nothing that I would have ever noticed.
Yeah, this was not bad at all. This was absolutely not bad at all. So all in all, how did we enjoy our trip?
I'll mention one other tiny little thing too. This was pretty much a full ship. 2,770 folks is what it holds, and most of the time you wouldn't have known that it was a full ship. It was that laid out. People could be different areas, and it wasn't like you were waiting long periods of time for anything. Only one day, and that was the day that we were supposed to be in Bimini, and everybody was on the ship instead of being out. And it also rained, so everybody was indoors rather than having some of the deck areas for people to be. Then you notice it, but it still wasn't terrible. I've been on ships that were busier than that.
Well, everybody was in the shop because everybody got their port fees back.
Yeah. So people were shopping. People are all, the indoor bars and all that kind of stuff. Right, at the end of the day. So they did accommodate us with complimentary champagne for an hour in the afternoon.
That's right. And you got 4 glasses.
I did partake. I got one for me and one for you, and you didn't want it, so I obliged and I drank it, and I went and got one for me and one for you. You again declined, so I just had to drink that.
Oh, darn. Using a bar tap. Let's talk about that, because on other ships we have a drinks package, and we are big proponents of it. And I know there's people that don't like to use it. I want to pay as I go.
I almost always do the packages just because ultimately there's value in it. At least for me, there is. And
I'm going to tell you another reason why I personally like the drink package is because we had put X amount of dollars on the bar tab. And I was paranoid about going over, so I would only drink a little bit. Well, the first night I had my amaretto sour. It turned out to be really bad, so I didn't drink anything else again until we got to the Italian restaurant.
And that's the only thing that you had good in there, right?
Well, the Italian restaurant, right? The bartender knew how to make a drink. So I did find myself in the test kitchen. I could have gone for the non-alcoholic pairing because we had money left over at the end.
She loves her specialty coffees, but she didn't get specialty coffees at all.
Well, I didn't like the coffee you loved the coffee, the drip coffee. I did not.
Coffee needs to be strong.
This would put hair in your chest.
Yeah, it's got to have some of these. Otherwise, it's just hot water.
But then I like the teas. I did drink a lot of tea. I like the teas. And then I found a lot of juices that I really enjoyed too. So, and then the drinks, they had ginger ale and stuff like that I could have. So, but I did find myself really paying attention to what I was doing. I was paying myself to, talking myself out of things. And because I'm one of those cost conscious people, I get paranoid. The drinks package is a relaxer for me, where I can have a drink if I want a drink. I can have a coffee if I want a coffee. I can have a milkshake if I wanted to have a milkshake. I didn't have to think about it. But how did you like with the bar tab, having just a bar tab?
It worked okay, but like you say, it was inhibiting because our drinks package means anytime that I go to a restaurant, I want to have wine with my dinner. If I want to have a pre-dinner cocktail, which I like to do, I'll do that, and I'll have a nice wine with dinner. I don't worry about it. I like to have mimosas for breakfast when I'm on board ship. I almost always do. Usually at least 2, sometimes more. And I always, there's no problem with me getting the value, other than on one cruise ship I couldn't quite do it.
And he was mad.
But that was for a reason. We have a video about it.
Called MSC.
I wasn't going to tell them.
That's okay. Hey, we're open book. So anyway, back down to what?
I didn't like it for that reason. That's always, to vacation is you don't worry about it. Vacation with a bar tab, I'm always trying to run numbers in my head and figure out how much I got left.
Yeah, and the philosophy for Richard when he goes on vacation, and when I agree with him totally. I want to pay for my vacation and not think about it. I don't like having a bill at the end of the day, at the end of a cruise. I really don't like that. When we budget right to the point that we know how much we're spending. If we go over because we're buying a gift or we're doing something special, we're okay. We can do that. But
don't want a surprise at the end of the day,
Yeah.
You want to get up. Oh, by the way, you have this bill.
And we're stingy. So this is what happened. Here it was the last day of the cruise where we realized, oh, darn, we have really way too much money left.
I ran up and had a couple of drinks before disembarking.
So
start the day off right.
For those who like it, who don't mind it, the bar tab's the way to go. Because remember, you're getting free money. Virgin is giving you money when you buy your bar tab before you board. You cannot buy your bar tab on board and get extra cash from Virgin. Can't do it. You have to do it before you board.
Do you remember the breakdown?
It's $25 for 100 to 200. It's $50 for 300, and it's for 500 and above. I think it's 100. I think that's how it goes. So I could be wrong, but
they kick in a little extra if you buy up to certain amounts. There's a. I think you are correct. Yeah. I know it's 100 for the 500.
So let's wrap it up in a bow. How would you rate your Virgin Voyages cruise?
As in what? I think it was good. I think there was value there. Is it for everybody? I don't think it's necessarily for everybody, but I do think anybody that enjoys cruising could find some enjoyment or value in it.
If you're a foodie, you are missing out if you don't go on board this ship. You really are missing out. We are foodies. We love our food. We love the experience. Well, every restaurant we went to, it was a restaurant with a twist. Menu with a twist. Yep. Everything was with a twist. And I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
And the way they do it, they almost force you to try some different things too.
100% force you into doing other things. And I like that. If you're a foodie, you want to be trying different things. The value for money was there in my book because you don't have to pay for anything extra unless you
other than the bar
shake your phone and have a champagne bottle delivered. That's very expensive.
Comes off your bar tab.
And your bar tab. But you can set the amount you want to spend, which is great.
So that's for people that do want it, that don't drink a lot or whatever. I don't drink a lot, but when I go on a cruise, I like to drink a little bit.
And you're going to have to budget your money for your excursions because they are not included at all. And they have a variety of different excursions available. There's the lower level, which is, easy, mid, moderate stress. And then there's the strenuous level. So you know that they always have those available at every location. You do have to pay for those. And another word warning, little tip, make sure you reserve those before you get on board. Because they go fast. And reservations. Okay. If you book your cruise, and I believe it's 25 or 26 days prior to sailing, the dining reservations open up. Grab them. Grab them, grab them, grab them. Now, does that mean that you will not get any other? No, because we got on board. We didn't have any reservations. Well, we had one, but we ended up changing it.
They do reserve some for when people get on the ship too, but they do open up some before.
I was in line in embarkation and I'm grabbing reservations and I was grabbing good times. The only bad time we had was extra Virgin.
We had two of them that were late.
But we ended up going to the desk right in front of, it's down the hall by
Sailor
Pink
Services.
Agave. A gentleman was there and he helped us get in earlier. They fit us in. So they will do that for you. So you don't have to worry about it, which is really, really nice. The next thing is, would we go again?
Yes.
Yes. I want to try them in the Med.
I would like to try them somewhere other than the Caribbean.
We're not big fans of the Caribbean. Let's be honest. We're not big fans of the Caribbean.
I'm not knocking the Caribbean. There's lots of good stuff there. We live right here, so it's real easy to go here. I particularly like other places in the world. The Mediterranean and the British Isles are probably two of my favorites.
And in 2026, it just dropped like this week. Alaska cruises. They are going to Alaska in 2026. These cruises are going fast. So what I'm going to do for all of you after the show, I'm going to pin in the comments my link to Virgin Voyages. You click that link, you can book whatever you want. Whatever you want. If you have problems while you're booking, my phone number will show up there. You can call me and I'll walk you through it. But if you don't want to talk, you just want to do it yourself, you're more than welcome to. Use this link though, because I'm going to send you straight to the Alaska. I'm going to send you straight to the booking pages. And it's Black Friday now. And Black Friday for Virgin is 80% off your second
sailor's 80%
second sailor,
off.
right?
Plus you get a little bit of a little bit of bar tab or a little bit of sailor loot.
Yes. Hang on a second. I had this pulled up and it didn't pull up. Okay, here we go. It is, and we're going to go over some more because boy, they're dropping like flies right now, all the offers. And we did a little work today, and we'll talk to you about looking at some of these. So with Virgin, it is 80% off the second sailor and up to $300 towards a bar tab. Okay. So if you have voyages of
4 or 5 days,
4 or 5, you get $100. If it's 9 to 14 days, it's $200. And anything more than 14 days is $300. Okay. So I'm sorry, 6 to 9, 9 to 14, 9 and above is $300. So this is a great, because Virgin does everything by cabins. Getting that second person at 80% off, it's phenomenal.
One of the nice features of the bar tab is that it's for the room. It's not just for you, and you can share. If you want to buy somebody a drink, you just get it on your bar tab. Where some people have the packages and you can't share. It's like
or you have to buy the same package in the same room.
Yep.
The cool thing about ours is on my thing, it's funny, on my app, it said Rich was flipping the bill.
Yep. Get a few little things. I love the cheekiness of a lot of the things. I get a kick. I'm very much a pun person, and I just love all that.
Yeah, I mean, all in all, it's a thumbs up for me. It's definitely, we're going to do this again, especially if we do a lot of trying new lines, and we get tired. This would be the one we go back to when we want to have fun again, and we want to have some good food, because this was just a really great, and it was a 5-day,
Well, I want to try
5-night.
I want to try the other ships.
Yeah, it was a 5-night, 6-day. And it was a great, right out of Miami and back. It was so easy. And Miami was nice. I was surprised at how nice and easy it was.
Yeah, Miami was not difficult at all. I've been in much more difficult ports to get around.
So I want to talk about a little bit of Black Friday, what's going on right now, because the sales are going on now. I know Black Friday is in a couple of weeks, but it's all happening now. Okay. So with Holland America, they're doing a 25% off select fares and 50% reduced deposit. And guests 3 and 4 are free, and crew appreciation fees are prepaid, all included. Okay, and there's over 800 itineraries that are available to you. Where I'm reading this from, if you are not following us on Facebook and have not joined our group, you're missing out, because I have a post that has a PDF. Click the PDF and you will see the Black Friday sales.
Please follow us. Please subscribe, like, share.
Absolutely. We follow us on Instagram, but also follow us on Facebook and join the group. I also posted this on our website in the blog. I'm about to post a second blog probably on Monday with even more deals that are coming out, because Black Friday is very big for the cruising industry. For Royal Caribbean, they are doing up to $750 off select voyages, and it's instantly, plus 60% off a second guest. Very cool. Silver Seas is up to $6,000 off on select sailing, and that's an all-inclusive. Silver Seas is, and Seabourn is a 2-category upgrade for a veranda suite. And Cunard's Black Friday, which has us thinking about something, is fares from $899, including taxes and fees, plus onboard credit, and it applies to the first 2 guests in the booking. It is good on almost all of their cruises in 2025 and some in 2026. We got an eye on something that would be very interesting leaving next year. And we're going to see.
We had an eye on lots of things.
Yes, we do.
Oh yeah, this one.
This is one that Rich is really would like to get on. It's old school cruising, old cruise cruising. Another one, and this is something that I did highlight in our last blog, is HX Expeditions, which is the Herzegovina expedition. They've spun out on their own, and they are 50% on all-inclusive expeditions to Alaska, Antarctica, Galapagos Islands, Greenland, and more. This is an amazing company. I did a webinar the other day with them. I'm quite impressed with them. So
expeditions are really, really interesting. If you like cruising and if you like stuff that's very different, stuff that will really stretch you, these other ones, if you want to go places that most people don't go, they've got some itineraries in, what was it? It's Greenland, the new ones.
Greenland, they have they have met with the locals, and they're opening up their shores to them, because they are so environmentally conscious of the areas that they go in. Of course, with Galapagos, the Antarctica, they have to be, but they're really, the natives the locals are really looking forward to welcoming the ships in. So it's small, very small, but if it's on your life list to go to the Antarctic, go to Galapagos Islands, go to the places in Alaska that cruise ships do not get to, the little inlets. Check out HX Expedition, or I Will Help You. find something that works for you, because it's definitely it's a life list item for us too.
Absolutely.
NCL Norwegian, they have amazing 50% off all their cruises, plus unlimited open bar, free airfare, and more. So be careful when you see free airfare, because technically it's really not free. But look at 50% off a cruise, plus an open bar. That's good stuff, because Norwegian is expensive when you look at bar tabs.
Yep, this is a pretty good deal. I mean, most of these are really good deals. So, and now Black Friday time is usually the very best rates that you're going to get. So
Black Friday, and anytime they're dropping a brand new itinerary, it is going to be the cheapest you're going to find. I kid you not. You do it now if you want to try a new line. Get with me, because it's going to be the cheapest you're going to see that fare. It rises incrementally as you get closer to your fare, to your cruise date. So keep that in mind. Princess is having one. It's called the Cyber Sale, and it's going up to 50% off select cruises and 50% deposits. And it's going to be going on until...
Is that 50% off deposits?
Yeah, 50% off deposit. It's going to be ending the 25th of November.
So you don't have a real long time, but it's 9 days.
Connect with me. I will help you. We'll get it. You'll make sure you get it. And remember, Princess and Celebrity are coming to Port Canaveral. They're coming. They'll be here in a couple of weeks. Oceania has one of up to 25% savings, limited time offer, limited amount of cruises. Viking is doing a $25 deposit, and they're talking about some free international airfare, all-inclusive voyages from $1,999. And finally, that's over with.
What is last on the list? Is that what it is?
Yeah, that is the last one.
All right.
So I have more that came out today, and I didn't have a chance to get those. That's why I'm going to do a second blog, and I will post it in our Facebook page. I will post it on our website, and we're going to have our next video that's going to come out. We're going to talk about Korean barbecue and test kitchen. Or maybe I should pair it with something else.
You're gonna lead with the power?
We'll do Korean barbecue and the wake steakhouse. The steakhouse and Korean barbecue, and then the next one.
Okay, they're all power. These are all good.
We'll do test kitchen and extra virgin. And I'll tell you about that, because again, the experiences were amazing. Think of anything else we need to?
We have pink agave, and you've got the
pink agave too. Yeah,
you got the galley, which we went over pretty extensively today.
And I'll do a separate video on the galley and pink agave. That'll be our third video. So I'll have 3 videos out for that. Want to also let you know that we're going to start something new this Thursday. I'm going to do a Thursday live at 11 a.m. And every other Thursday I will do, with the exception of Thanksgiving. Well, maybe I'll do it Thanksgiving morning as I'm cooking something. You'll be working. Are you working Thanksgiving?
You betcha I am.
You're working your birthday?
I am.
All right, he's working. So anyway, as I'm cooking,
that's my way of staying out of the way of the kitchen. Yeah.
As I'm cooking, so my sister-in-law doesn't have to cook everything. I'm going to cook some things here. Maybe I'll turn on and we'll have a conversation as well, trying to cook our stuff for Thanksgiving. But every other Thursday, starting this Thursday, I'm going to just have a chat with you. I may talk about some news that's coming in from the cruise world or travel world. Or if I learn something new, just it's going to be short. It's not going to be an hour long, just 30 minutes or so, where I'm just going to talk back and forth with each other. And
she doesn't have me to get long-winded on.
Sidetrack me. And then we're going to keep this live up on Saturdays, every other Saturday. So not next Saturday, but the Saturday after. We're going to come back and we're going to talk again. So we'll plan on these being these lives on a more consistent basis.
That'll be fun trying to do that when we're at sea.
No, it's not going to be happening when we're at sea. It's going to be happening when we get home. So December 14th, when we get off of our next cruise, we're going to get home and we're going to open up Alive, and it's going to be fresh because we have just gotten off the Sun Princess. So spoiler, we're headed to the Sun Princess.
Let the cat out of the bag.
First week in December, we're taking our daughter with us, which ought to be a really exciting experience.
Okay, this is going to be fun.
The first time we've traveled on a cruise with her.
I'm really looking forward to it.
We're excited about the Sun Princess. We can't wait to get on it. It's something new, something different. So we'll be really fresh from driving back from Fort Lauderdale, because we're not taking the Brightline, because the Brightline did what I was afraid it was going to do. It raised its rates, and it's unaffordable for now for us to go with 3 people round trip.
Used to be super easy, super affordable. And And now they done priced themselves out of my market.
It's double what it's going to cost us to drive and leave the car there for a week.
Much more cost effective.
Yep.
It's more than double.
Yeah, that's right. It is. So we'll be fresh when we get back. We'll be in rare form because we'll be in a car for 3.5 hours, the 3 of us.
So you'll see her doing it live.
But we will be telling you what that experience was like. And then I hope to have some fun stuff in the middle of the week. As soon as Miranda, our daughter, our daughter finishes school, maybe we'll head out to some of the local hotels around here and do a little holiday waltz through some of the hotels and film, so y'all can see what Christmas like in the theme parks. So we thank you all for joining with us tonight. I know we went on a little bit longer than we normally do. Thank you all for coming here and talking with us and chatting with us. And I hope if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to let us know. You can drop us a DM on Instagram or on Facebook. You can email us at hello@venerablevoyagerstravel.com, or go to our website, look at our blog post. You can also leave a message there. We're here if you need help. If you'd like to book a cruise or go somewhere, we're just researching. I attended a webinar on a company that does amazing golf outings in Scotland this last couple of weeks, and that has piqued our curiosity too.
Golfers out there,
we got you covered. So have a great night. Thanks for joining in with us, and have a great week. So with that, oops. There we go. Have a good night, everybody.
We'll see you on the Lido.
Bye.